Yeah, I was thinking from a marketing perspective I know we're trying to get some groups of people together to talk about different pre-retirement strategies.
Mm-hmm.
I think of this with some of our better clients to have it, because literally it's a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
I think would this be, and this is sort of a question for you and you, is that a good idea to get 4 or 5 good clients together to show them this strategy, really to talk about making sure the next generation is properly prepared?
Absolutely, because
Have your cake and eat it too.
Because we're doing onesies and twosies, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But would that be potential? Or you
I
talk
would
about
love
the
that.
you talk about the
A small
lunches.
group like that would be great. And Adam and I talked about that with the Masons a bit. This is not just about assets. Think of all the business owners that you have, like a masonry company. The masonry company could go down here, and it's protected from divorce. A farm.
Holy crap.
Do you see how important that is? It's not just money. The farm could go down here. Do you know how many farms and things get busted up because of divorce, things like that? It's unbelievable. How about a cabin? I do a lot of cabin planning, right? Well, let's say they don't do a cabin trust, but the cabin goes down in equal shares to the 3 kids. If this kid goes through a divorce, then the cabin's not going to be a part of it. And if this kid dies, it's definitely not going to go to the spouse. We don't want it to go to the spouse. If the spouse remarries and then she dies, now your kids own a cabin with a stranger. That's not fun. So I hope everyone kind of understands that concept, because if you don't, call me. I'll meet with you personally and explain it a little deeper so you got it.
And a lot of the folks in the room probably don't have experience of doing plans without this provision. And my question to you is, why aren't all the estate planning attorneys talking about this?
Okay, that's a deep question, and I'll give you my best answer. First of all,
Because you're the only one I've ever heard from.
yep, and okay, so this is my best way to explain that. When you guys go to CE classes, do you do most of them online now? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, when I was at Prudential, we used to go, live. And I would get a lot of information out of those CEs. Well, when I go to CLEs, which are continuing legal education, I get very little information. It's usually someone who's up there, and it's their form of marketing. They're essentially going to teach lawyers about what they do. And unfortunately, I have to say, I believe this to be true, is that they want to make it seem complicated. So that you say, oh, I don't want to practice in that area of law. If that situation ever comes up, I'll just refer it to that guy. He seems to know what he's talking about. I'll just stick to what I do. So I've been at continuing legal educations on asset protection. And the lawyer up there will say, yeah, and then there's this case Morrison versus Doyle, let's move on. Not explaining it to the other lawyers.